Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rachah HaKodash. I want to send double honor to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me the truth and who rule well. Peace, love, and safety instead of hopefully like God came out there doing this work. Much love as well to the scattered elect and to the few sincere women that subscribe to the true doctrine. This is the brother Yokal with the Great Millstone Camp, the branch out here in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm coming back with another lesson, Lord willing, to feed and edify the lost sheep of the nation of Israel through the Holy Spirit, Rachah HaKodash. And I want to get into this topic. We are responsible for our own sins, I was going through a few precepts, and, of course, while I was going through some precepts, I was listening to some videos. And, you got this individual, Al-Azhar, who was coming out and blaming, pretty much you're blaming the elders of Great Millstone for the atrocities and things that you've done, that you've been put on blast for, which these type of things happen, Men, when you're doing things, there's a responsibility that you must carry on once it's done. And none of us can blame it on nobody else, man. The elders and apostles, they've never, since I've been watching the videos from the elders and apostles, and learning the things that I've learned from them, they never taught to peg or to do the type of things that this individual has done. The purpose of this lesson is not solely about him. It's just about we got to pay for our own works, man. At the end of the day, the Most High, He judgeth every man according to his own works. All right, let's actually start with that. So even us here at Great Millstone, if something happens to us because something that we was doing, we can't. The apostle said, "Hey, no, you're responsible for whatever it is that you and your flesh did." Okay, no man can pay for another grown man's sins. All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 27. It says, "For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of the Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works." Okay, so we have to pay for our own. You know what I'm saying? Even the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, just I got this as well. This is Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, us as men, you women too, our responsibility is to our best abilities, keep the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shai, fear and reverence Yahweh Shema Shai. This is our whole duty. The Most High requires us to do one thing, and that's to serve in righteousness. All right? It says, for the Most High, verse 14, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, every work, good or evil. Okay? So, one thing that the elder brother here says, and I'm just going to merely paraphrase it, is, you want to, take joy in when you get judged for what you do wrong, or, take joy in what things that you do good. So to keep in the same energy no matter how you're getting judged, because you put yourself in whatever position that the Most High judges you. Okay, based off of your works. All right. And the brother said that in so many words, not verbatim. But, keeping that same energy is the point. It says, reading on, it says, for the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So I'm not going to sit here and blame anybody in my camp for one of my shortcomings. Because it says that evil and wicked man make an excuse. Right? Let's get that, because the more we make excuses for ourselves or try to put our blame off on somebody else, the less we be equipped to take responsibility for anything that we do. Okay? This is Sirach 32, verse 17. It says, a simple man will not be reproved. Alright, so I didn't realize it cut me out. So let's get back into this precept in the book of Sirach 32 and verse 17. Right? It says, a simple man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. And that goes into us blaming the things that we done on somebody else. Or, finding a reason to, as the brother brought the term here, saving face. So, you're pretty much trying to find a clever way to get out of what you've done. I don't only say you, I say we, because we're all subject unto these same type of spirits of making excuses and trying to wiggle our way out of a situation. Okay? But the Most High, he sees what the hell's going on. All right? And he ain't gonna let nothing slide. All right? So now let's move on to this next precept. And I recorded a good bit before I realized that the audio had went out. But it's all good. We're going to get to these precepts. This is Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 36. It says, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. You see? Because the Most High is a just and merciful power. He subjected us unto this sinful flesh. He also gave us ways to escape. The Most High also gave us ways to escape. So this is why when we fuck up, because we do fuck up, that we don't get the pointing the finger. Because even when something's not done with bad intentions, but let's say that you do something with good intentions, but it ends up being off. The Most High, he's not gonna not judge you, because what's wrong is what's wrong. So the Most High is a power of his word to where he's gonna judge you according to your works. But if you did something with a good intent that turned out bad, the Most High may show mercy on you. If you did it in ignorance and you learned from it. All right? Now, it's one thing to do something in ignorance and to not learn from it. And, pretty much you'll be putting yourself back in the same position to repeat that matter. But if you learn from it, then it's like, okay, well, the Most High, he showed favor on me. It could have been way worse. Now, let me be more mindful that I don't do anything of that caliber again. So, let's get this in the book of Sirach 16, verse 11, because it says that the Most High, as he is merciful, so is he pretty much he judges a man as well. Let's just get it, because my words are escaping me. This is Sirach 16, verse 11. It says, and if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. So the Most High, he's gonna, he's the king of judging you and the king of mercy. Okay, he's not letting nothing slide. He said that also in the same book of Sirach. I believe it's the 8th chapter, where it says 7th chapter in the 8th verse. It says to bind not one sin upon another, for in one thou shalt not be unpunished. But even within not knowing that we're gonna go off, he shows mercy. But we have to take responsibility for our own sins. Okay? It says, as his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works. You see that? So the Most High is fair and just power. All right, so let's finish this precept off, get the last precept, and close it out. For whatever reason, this audio keeps cutting out. May I have to charge this phone. But with Sirach, I did finish that. Sirach 16, verse 12. Okay, so now let's get this last precept in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, and verse 39. Okay, which says, wherefore, matter of fact, let's start at 38. It says, out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Wherefore doth a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sins? So when we get punished for the things that we do, what are we complaining about? And I've been there, man. I've been there. To where, something might happen, and I'm like, kind of get frustrated, like, man, why the fuck did this happen? I started thinking, like, damn, okay, well, I did do this, damn, I thought I was dead right there. Yeah, I messed up, and it's not, it's no reason for us to complain, because the Most High is fair. That's why it says in the very next verse, let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Most High. So that's when something happens, you start thinking about the scriptures. We should think about the scriptures, like, damn, well, why would this happen? Oh, that's because I didn't do that. Oh, that's because I didn't say this. Oh, I didn't think about this scripture. And that happens to us, man, because we're in the flesh, But, this is, there's no thing for us to complain about when stuff start happening to us. What it says in the book of Galatians, it said, be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. Okay? I'll read it real quick and I'll close it out here. This is in Galatians 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So the Most High is fair. We got to pay for our own works, our own sins. So no need to bitch, no need to complain, and no need to put our works off on someone else, because we're responsible for that. Okay, so that's pretty much the lesson, man. We have to take responsibilities for our own sins. I should put, we ought to take responsibility for our own works. Okay, so that's what I meant, title it through the Spirit. But, I pray that this is an edifying lesson. With that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and safety is for the elect. Shalom.